So, anyway, good morning to all, Nana. So thank you so much for joining those who joined today class. So let me proceed. Second long answer question in quantum mechanics. Yesterday, yeah, we have done yesterday. We have started the quantum mechanics last unit of the, as you guys know that modern physics law, manaku, మళ్ళీ క్రిస్టలోగ్రఫీ ఉంటుంది. The first unit, last solid state physics law, we have the crystallograph unit, right? The same unit is there again. X-ray diffraction, simple cubic crystal system, all there is there, same unit. So you just go through all the same, Miller indices, crystal system. So anni kuda, so you have to prepare well, okay? So same, like again, you're gonna get the around 30 marks from the crystallography. So you just go through all the crystal systems, X-ray diffraction, Bragg diffraction, like derivation that you got the same question. It may be chance to be there. Again, the different types of crystal systems. You have to go through the simple cubic, phase center cubic, FCC, BCC, simple cubic. అవన్నీ కూడా కంప్లీట్ చేయండి. మిల్లర్ ఇండిసెస్ మీద క్వశ్చన్ రావచ్చు. సో అగైన్ దర్ ఇస్ సేమ్ చాప్టర్ ఇస్ దేర్ ఇన్ మోడల్ ఫస్ట్ యూనిట్. Spectroscopy is the second unit, okay? Spectroscopy second unit that we already covered. Raman effect అవన్నీ కూడా Raman effect, right? ఇంకా మనం what you could Stark effects like Zeeman effect, anomalous Zeeman effect, Zeeman effect. So the same questions is very very important. Anomalous and Zeeman effect, normal Zeeman effect. So you have that question also very important to begin. Then the next unit is nuclear physics. We have covered the nuclear physics, right? Counters, dim counters, right? And what is that? Then like these magic numbers, right? Liquid drop model. All these are the very very important long answer questions. Then properties of nuclear forces. All these things you have to go through once. The last unit is quantum mechanics. Okay, so we have completed 3 units. This is the last unit. Yesterday we started, like photoelectric effect. So photoelectric effect is one which is basically, right. Yeah, photoelectric effect. You know that that's basically, so we have studied that if you take any metal plate and you allow the, you just take this, take any metal plate, you allow the light falls on it, h nu energy, then the electrons are ejected from the metal surface, and this is called photoelectric effect. So the emission of electron from the metal surface when illuminated by light with a suitable frequency, that is called threshold frequency. Below threshold frequency, you do not have the threshold frequency, you do not have the photoelectric effect. Above threshold frequency or equal to threshold frequency, you have the photoelectric effect, right? And stopping potential, right? We have potential at which the photoelectric can be stopped. That is called for stopping potential. So we have covered all the topic yesterday, and we have also discussed the 4 findings. There is no time gap between the arrival of light and emission of electron. The first point is very important. When the voltage increase, what happened? The photoelectric current becomes 0. You can see clearly here. The increase in intensity of light, what happened with the photoelectrons also increased, but electron energy is constant. These 3 points, and one more point is there. As you increase the frequency of light, what happened? And you can see there is a increase in the kinetic energy. Okay, and you can see that there is a critical frequency at which you have the photoelectric effect. The 4 points give almost like 8 marks on time. So then Einstein photoelectric equation, and here it's a very important equation. This is it's like a big discovery happened in the physics and all the other fields of science. The energy of incident photon, when light incident on the material, what happened better? It divided into two ways. One way is to eject the electron from the metal surface, అంటే metal surface నుంచి electron తీసివేయడానికి వచ్చే ఎనర్జీని we call it as a work function. The other part of energy is to provide the kinetic energy to the ejected electron or emitted electrons. అంటే మనం ఇచ్చిన ఎనర్జీని it can be utilized in two ways. One is to eject the electron from the metal surface, that is called work function. Once ejected electron from the metal surface, it definitely requires the kinetic energy. So h nu equal to w naught plus of mv square. This is also 4 marks question. I mean 8 plus 4, 12 marks. And the derivation still is there. H nu work function kinetic energy. Here work so w naught is nothing but h nu only, but nu naught is the frequency, threshold frequency. This can be written as a c by lambda. We discussed yesterday. So when you bring this side, what happened beta? Nu is common, nu minus nu naught. If frequency is less than the threshold frequency, no photoelectric effect. అంటే అంతకన్నా తక్కువ ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ గల లైట్ మెటల్ పైన పడితే యూ డోంట్ హ్యావ్ ద ఫోటోఎలక్ట్రిక్ ఎఫెక్ట్. మినిమం ఎంత ఉండాలా? థ్రెషోల్డ్ ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ అయినా ఉండాలా, అంతకన్నా పైన ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ ఉన్నప్పుడే వీ హ్యావ్ ద ఫోటోఎలక్ట్రిక్ ఎఫెక్ట్. సో threshold work function equal to h nu naught. Nu naught is c by lambda, and lambda naught can be, you can this hc, how we got this 12,400 అనేది క్వశ్చన్ అడగొచ్చు. No one asked me, but I'm asking. So hc value is this 12,400. What is h? H is a 6.6 into 10 power minus 34 joule second into c beta 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. When you multiply these two, you're going to get it 12,400 value. So w naught. So lambda, if you want lambda naught, 12,400 by v or w, doesn't matter. So you're going to get answer should be angstrom లో ఉంటుంది. ఒకవేళ మీకు v కానీ ఆర్ ఎనర్జీ కూడా సమ్ టైమ్ ఇలా కూడా రాస్తారు. సో 12,400 by lambda naught, అప్పుడు ఆన్సర్ ఎలా వస్తుంది? ఎలక్ట్రాన్ వోల్ట్స్ లో వస్తుంది. సో వాట్ ఎవర్ దే గేవ్ ద యాంగ్స్ట్రామ్, ఇప్పుడు 400 యాంగ్స్ట్రామ్స్ అంటే ఇక్కడ సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేసి క్యాన్సిల్ చేస్తే యూ గోట్ ఆన్సర్ షుడ్ బి ఎలక్ట్రాన్ వోల్ట్స్. ఇదంతా కూడా లాంగ్ ఆన్సర్ క్వశ్చన్ ఇంకా కూడా. సో స్టాపింగ్ పొటెన్షియల్ గురించి కూడా వి డిస్కస్డ్ ఇట్, రైట్? సో కైనెటిక్ ఎనర్జీ ఇస్ నథింగ్ బట్ పెట్టినా. సో కైనెటిక్ ఎనర్జీ అంటే ఇట్స్ ప్రోడక్ట్ ఆఫ్ ది చార్జ్ అండ్ పొటెన్షియల్. అంటే ఇక్కడ మనము ఎంత పొటెన్షియల్ అప్లై చేస్తే అంత స్పీడ్గా ఎలక్ట్రాన్ మూవ్ అవుతుంది. సో ద కైనెటిక్ ఎనర్జీ కెన్ బి, it's a product of charge into potential. So when I divide on both side by E, you're gonna get this equation, and this equation is similar to y is equal to mx plus c. When you compare these two equations, what happened? What is the slope here? Slope equal to h by e. అంటే మనకు ఒక స్ట్రేట్ లైన్ వస్తుంది. ఆ స్ట్రేట్ లైన్ లో మనకు ఫస్ట్ డిస్కవరీ ఇక్కడ నుంచే స్టార్ట్ అయింది బెట. ద డిస్కవరీ ఆఫ్ ది ప్లాంక్ కాన్స్టెంట్ బేసికలీ లైక్ దిస్, ఇట్లా ఉంటుంది. సారీ, ఇలా ఉంటుంది అన్న. సో దిస్ ఈజ్ ద స్లోప్ h by e. సో దీని స్లోప్ వస్తుంది. ఆ స్లోప్ నుంచే మనకు ఇక్కడ ప్లాంక్ కాన్స్టెంట్ కనుక్కోవడం జరిగింది. సో ఫ్రమ్ హియర్ like m is y is equal to m x plus c. So x is nothing but here nu, y is nothing but here potential. So when you write the potential versus frequency, the slope gives the Planck constant. H by e value వస్తుంది గ్రాఫ్ నుంచి. దాని నుంచి h is equal to whatever you get the value here into e charge, electron charge. So electron charge, you know, the 1.6 in 10 power minus 19. So that is actually Planck constant value, which we already got it, 10 power minus 34 joule second. So very important. అంటే Planck constant అనేది ఎలా కనుక్కున్నారు అనేది, this is the method to get it. It's over. Long answer question is over. 4 marks question. Sometimes they're going to ask what are the photons and write down the properties of photon. So Einstein postulated that existence of particle is called photon to explain the photoelectric effect. That formula, energy of the photon is hc by lambda. Photon has actually 0 rest mass ఉంటుంది. It travels with the speed of light, and it's basically explain instantaneous emission of electron in a photon. అంటే when light పడంగానే మనకు ఎలక్ట్రాన్ వస్తుంది అనేది it tells that. So now today is going to discuss the another long answer question, which is what is that? Which is actually Compton effect. Explain the Compton effect. 20 marks question. Okay. So it's a very, very wonderful equation. So it's an inverse effect of X-rays. Inverse effect of X-rays and another. So now we already know that X-rays, right? How do we get X-rays, Nana? Fast moving electron when they interact with the matter, target material, X-rays are produced. And it's nothing but electromagnetic waves, right? Nothing but X-rays are nothing but electromagnetic waves. So when fast moving electron interact with the target material, what are you going to get it? X-rays but it's completely reverse. It's a reverse effect antaru ikkada. Or Compton effect ఏమవుతుంది చెప్పండి? Compton effect ఏమవుతుంది? లైట్ వచ్చి ఇంటరాక్ట్ అయిపోయి ఎలక్ట్రాన్లు వచ్చేస్తున్నాయి, రైట్? Photon, this is also reverse effect. X-ray photoelectric effect is also reverse effect of the X-rays, right? So ఇక్కడ మనకు లైట్ అంటే ఎలక్ట్రోమాగ్నెటిక్ వేవ్స్ మెటల్ తో ఇంటరాక్ట్ అయిపోయి ఎలక్ట్రాన్ బయటకు వస్తుంది. సో basically these two are the inverse effect అంటారు, ఇది X-rays and a photoelectric effect. But Compton effect is slightly different. So Compton effect is slightly different. So what is the difference? Here we take the X-ray. So when a monochromatic beam of X-rays, when a monochromatic ante single lambda, and monochromatic single wavelength unna light electromagnetic waves, when a monochromatic beam of X-rays is scattered from a material, then both wavelengths of the primary radiation and the radiation of higher wavelength are found to be present in a scattered radiation. అంటే మనము ఒక మెటీరియల్ పైన మనము ఇన్సిడెంట్ ఒక ఫోటాన్ ఇలా వచ్చింది, ఇన్సిడెంట్ ఇలా వచ్చింది బిడ్డ. అంటే when the light incident on a material, what happened? Then after that it scattered, right? Once the light interact with the material, hnu energy ఉన్న మెటీరియల్ తో ఇంటరాక్ట్ అయితే ఏమైతుంది బిడ్డ? It's scattered, right? Due to electrons ఉంటాయి కాబట్టి scattered. The scattered light లో it goes into two ways. One is this, the other one is this, and this is the one. So what are these three rays? The way incident ray is this one, scatter one is along the same direction, unmodified radiation attempt. The other one is modified, higher wavelength. The other one is more than the wavelength. అంటే ఇన్సిడెంట్ లాంబ్డా అనుకుంటే లాంబ్డాతో ఈక్వల్ గా వచ్చేదేమో లాంబ్డా, ఇంకొకటి లాంబ్డా కన్నా గ్రేటర్ ఉండేది ఇంకోటి. అంటే దెర్ ఆర్ టూ స్కాటర్డ్. సో ఇక్కడ సింపుల్ గా గుర్తుంచుకునేదంటే ఒక రే మెటీరియల్ మీద పడ్డప్పుడు రెండు రేగా స్కాటర్ అవుతుంది. ఆ రెండు రేస్ యొక్క వేవ్ లెంత్ ఎలా ఉంటుందంటే one of the ray have the same wavelength of the incident, that is the unmodified, that is same. The other one which is coming out of that material is modified ray. Okay, modified one. So modified one which has more wavelength than the incident, right? So that is what you have to remember. Compton effect anangane oka ray divided into two. One is actually unmodified ray, the other one is modified ray. Modified one is as more wavelength than the incident one. Unmodified one has the same wavelength of the incident. Is it clear the point? Yes. The presence of modified radiation in scatter X-rays is called కాంప్టన్ ఎఫెక్ట్. కాంప్టన్ ఎఫెక్ట్ అంటే ఈ రెండు వేవ్ లెంగ్త్స్ ఉండడమే మనకు కాంప్టన్ ఎఫెక్ట్ అంటే. దెర్ ఇస్ ఎ షిఫ్ట్ అన్నట్టు, ఆ షిఫ్ట్ నే కాంప్టన్ ఎఫెక్ట్. ఎనీ డౌట్స్ నానా? The definition of the Compton effect is when a monochromatic beam of X-ray is scattered from the material. And how it's scattered from the material is basically you need a light beam. So when light beam interact with the material, what happens? It's scattered into two ways. Scattered into two X-rays. One is the modified one, the other one is unmodified one. This is actually Compton effect. Okay. The modified one has the same wavelength of the incident variation. Unmodified ray has the same wavelength of the incident wave. Modified one has a more wavelength than the incident one. That is what you have to remember. So coming to this is a simple diagram. Here it and when the light interacts with the atom here, what happens? Electron also recoil. This is called recoil electron. There is a electron coming out which is called recoil electron. This is scattered photon. So recoil avutundi, scatter avutundi. Okay. So nenemantunnante this is energy incident photon యొక్క energy h nu, then momentum h nu by c. So you know that E is equal to h nu, right? P is equal to what is called, tell me? Momentum, right? Momentum is called h nu by c. Momentum of the photon is energy by c cheste momentum vastundi manaku telusu kada, p square by 2m ganana, p square by 2m. So దాని నుంచి కాకుండా మనకు ఇక్కడ ఏమవుతుందంటే momentum కావాలంటే energy by speed of light తో డివైడ్ చేసి you get the momentum. Okay, right. So now ఇక్కడే మరి ఇక్కడికి వచ్చినాక ఏమైంది సార్ అంటే recoil angle, this is recoil angle, this is a scattered angle. Okay, this is normal unmodified ఇలా వెళ్ళిపోతుంది. సో దీన్ని నేను టూ కాంపోనెంట్ గా డివైడ్ చేస్తున్నాను. theta is the one, right? Due to this ఇక్కడ ఈ recoil electron వల్ల divide into two components. One is the perpendicular component which is mv sin phi, parallel component horizontal component mv cos phi. You guys know this, right? Whenever you have like this theta, it divide into, right? Suppose this is the p vector, p cos theta, this is p sin theta, right? So horizontal component is p cos theta and vertical component is p sin. Similarly ఇక్కడ కూడా మనకు ఒక ట్రయాంగిల్ లాగా వేసుకుంటే phi కాబట్టి సో ఇక్కడ ఏమవుతుంది, ఈ perpendicular component ఏమో ఇక్కడ వస్తుంది. సో horizontal component ఏమో mv cos theta వస్తుంది. ఓకే, mv cos phi. Similarly ఇక్కడ theta ఉంది కాబట్టి again what happened beta, Pythagoras, according to Pythagoras theorem, what happened, and this component is actually what happened, h nu prime by c sin theta, right? And this is again horizontal component which is actually h nu prime by c cos theta. So this is due to the theta and this is due to the phi. So there are two components along this direction, right? So one component and the second component. So both are momentum components. Both are momentum. We are writing the equation momentum components. Is it clear? Can you anyone keep in the chart box? Is it clear, Nana? If it's clear, then the derivation is going to be simpler. Can anyone tell that? Sushma, is it clear? Okay. They say you can use the chart box like anything. So ikkada, so I guess you understand this. Nana, it's a time is actually since you guys joined late, so we wasted 10 minutes, right? So andarki I guess it's over, I guess, right? So moving to the, so from the theory of relativity, So you all know that theory of relativity నుంచి ఏమొస్తుంది మనకి ఇక్కడ E is equal to mc square కదా, total energy equal to E is equal to mc square. So that can be written as the kinetic energy plus rest mass energy అంటారు దీన్ని. So mc square is equal to kinetic energy of the electron plus electron కి కొంత rest mass ఉంటుంది. అంటే even if it is rest also, it has some energy that is called m naught c square. So very important equation this is. So according to theory of relativity, mc square equal to kinetic energy plus m naught c square. So if I want to kinetic energy, I can write it as a mc square minus m naught c square. This competitive exam direct bit vastha undi. Kinetic energy of the electron can be, according to relativity, mc square minus m naught c square. Okay, so but this according to the theory of relativity, we have learned in the first year mechanics, m is equal to m naught under root 1 minus v square by c square. This is the relativity equation. So m naught is this is actual rest mass and rest mass. Here m is the moving mass. So moving mass can be, mass is also relative concept. So moving mass can be written as a rest mass by root of 1 minus v square by c square. I hope you understand, and I hope you learn this in the mechanics first semester. So when I substitute here, what happened? M దగ్గర is పెట్టేస్తాను, m naught c square by root of 1 minus v square by c square. ఈ రెండిట్లో ఏం కామన్ ఉంది నాన్న? m naught c square కామన్ ఉంది, రైట్? m naught c square కామన్ చేస్తే ఏమవుతుంది? 1 by root of 1 minus v square by c square minus 1. Is it clear for all of you? Can I see the message from the chat box? అర్థమైందా ఇక్కడ దాకా? పుట్టిగా కాదు నన్ను, అందరూ అర్థమైతేనే పెట్టండి. శైలజ, సో ఐ థింక్ ఈ ఎనర్జీ ఈక్వేషన్ తెలుసు, కైనెటిక్ ఎనర్జీ అంటే ఇది తెలుసు. I guess m is you're just writing normal mass, relative mass equal to rest mass by root of 1 minus v square by c square రాస్తున్నాము. ఇక్కడ సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేసి m naught c square common, we're taking the m naught c square common, then this is the kinetic energy. Similarly, momentum equation also we need it. Momentum of the recoil electron, what happened? mv. So in general, momentum equation is p is equal to mv beta. But this we have to apply the relativity ante with respect to one other, right? So use this formula here. So appudu emaitadi? m naught v by 1 minus v square by c square. You're gonna get this. So hope it's clear, right? Can I move to next slide? So andaru kuda join kavala, join back. Let us complete this question, Anna. So 10 members unnaru. I want to see you all again 10 members. ఏదో చాయిస్ నేను అదే అటెండెన్స్ గా తీసుకుంటాను. ఎవరైతే ఇప్పుడు క్లాస్ లో ఉన్నారో, సో దే హ్యావ్ టు జాయిన్ బ్యాక్ 10 members. They have to join back. Dinakar, Manoj, Anjappa, Rajesh. I'm reading the names. Sikandar, Sushma. Everybody should join back. Saikiran, Kamavat Linganaik. Everybody should join back. I don't want to take much time. I know you have a class, math class undi kabatti ekku em teeskonu, but just will complete this question. Long answer. Okay? Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, join back, Nana. Join. Don't skip it. I just want to complete this question. Time is over actually. That's why I'm, so you will be closing the session now. Immediately you can join it back. So